Good evening, I'm Jeff Hastings. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, a guilty plea in the killing of a 15-year-old boy. The province's plan to expand paying out of pocket for some medical tests and imaging. And media reward, a sausage staple, hopes the public can find a pair of thieves.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
A second-degree murder trial for the man accused of killing a 15-year-old St. Albert boy was set to begin today. Instead, Keith Landry pleaded guilty to a lesser manslaughter charge. Amanda Anderson reports, and a warning, some details may be disturbing for some viewers.
I have no compassion for him. My son is gone and he's sentenced me to a life of agony.
Sherry Moran fought back tears as she spoke about the man accused of killing her 15-year-old son, Broden Radomski. It happened at this Edmonton green space in May 2024 near 184th Street and 137 Avenue. In an agreed statement of facts, the court heard the accused, Keith Landry, went with two friends to walk dogs, meeting up with Moran and her two sons. Landry had been drinking and doing drugs the night before and bought a Mickey of vodka on the way to the green space. At one point, Landry pulled a folding knife from his pocket, ran up behind Broden, and in a single motion slashed his throat, severing the teen's jugular vein. His mother covered the wound and asked someone to call an ambulance. While she was holding Broden, he said, "Mom, Keith stabbed me." The court heard Broden died from massive blood loss within minutes.
He was a kid that, in my mind, he died twice the man that Keith ever was. He didn't cry at all. After being stabbed, after having a grown man chase you and stab you in the neck, he died a man.
A 10-day second-degree murder trial was scheduled to start today, but instead of opening arguments, the justice was informed there would be a plea. Landry pleaded guilty to the lesser manslaughter charge.
A month ago, I would have thought that was taking accountability, but now I'm not sure he just did it to get a less time, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to judge remorse.
The Crown and Defence are expected to present a joint sentence submission next week. The teen's family will also be given a chance to tell the court about the impact his death has had before the justice decides on Landry's sentence. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
An Edmonton teen has been charged with aggravated assault in connection with a stabbing at a high school. The stabbing happened last Friday at noon at Jasper Place High School. The victim was another 16-year-old boy. He suffered life-threatening injuries. He's since been released and is recovering at home. Police say the two were involved in an argument earlier in the day. Police say during the second confrontation, the victim tried to walk away and was stabbed. The accused left the school and was arrested nearby. The province is paving the way for the private sector to play a larger role in Alberta's healthcare system. Bill 29 was introduced in the legislature this afternoon. It would allow Albertans to pay for diagnostic tests and screenings out of pocket without a doctor's referral. Jeremy Thompson reports.
We've all heard an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
The government telegraphed its intention to broaden access to private health care in Alberta. In this October video, the Premier and Health Minister explain the benefits of allowing Albertans to pay for diagnostic tests without a doctor's referral.
If there's a preventative test you wish to purchase, you will be entirely free to do so in Alberta.
Now, to be clear, the UCP's public health guarantee remains in full force.
Minister Adriana LaGrange says it's about adding capacity to the system, adamant that tests ordered by doctors will still take priority, even at private clinics.
Obviously, people are paying for these tests themselves. There will be a market, a private market, that will step in to meet that capacity demand.
The minister was light on details at her press conference. The bill does not discuss who's eligible to pay for tests, which tests can be self-referred, how and where to access those tests, or how insurance coverage will work, even though some of those details were in the October video.
This includes MRIs, CT scans, full body scans, blood work, you name it. The plan hasn't changed. It's just we need the regulation, the legislation to empower us to be able to build the regulations.
Even if Bill 29 allows more people to get diagnosed, the opposition New Democrats say the healthcare system is still too slammed to treat them.
Once you get the results, somebody has to interpret that, somebody has to own down that process of the ownership of the care, and that will increase the pressures on the system without injecting resources in the system.
Minister LaGrange says the details will be ready by this fall after consulting healthcare experts. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A survey of some Alberta physicians says some of the new provincial rules around medical assistance in dying are not appropriate. Alberta's government has introduced Bill 18. It would limit MAID to those likely to die of natural causes within a year. More than 70% of physicians with the Alberta Medical Association who were surveyed say a 12-month timeline is inappropriate. They say it misaligns with their ability to accurately predict timelines for a disease's natural progression. More than half are concerned about provisions prohibiting doctors from initiating a conversation about MAID with patients. Alberta's sport minister says he wants to be cautious with the review of combative sports in the province. A provincial group is looking where safety improvements can be made. The provincial government started the review in January of 2025, shortly after a fighter died after an event west of Edmonton. The sports minister says there is no word on a timeline for recommendations.
Unfortunately, it's something that we don't want to rush right now because it's very important to get it right from the first time. And we're looking to other jurisdictions to see what they're doing right and what mistakes have been done in the past to make sure we don't repeat those mistakes. So I wouldn't commit to any timelines right now because when it comes to safety of athletes, especially combative sport athletes, we want to make sure that it's done properly.
Alberta is the only province that allows regional bodies to oversee these events. The Kinsmen Fieldhouse is closed to the public until next year for some major upgrades. Some of the upgrades include the installation of artificial turf on the Fieldhouse's centre courts, a 5-lane running track, new windows for more natural lighting, and improved heating and cooling systems. The city says the changes will be significant for athletes and users.
Within the track, we're now going to have an artificial turf surface, which is really going to support kind of the field sports community from baseball, rugby, in the sports that use essentially grass, soccer. And then along the outside, we're also going to have a third surface, which is going to be new, which is going to support more on our member side, our pickleball players, our badminton players.
Brad Badger says the upgrades are a long time coming. The Fieldhouse's surface hasn't been changed since the early 80s. He says money was freed up in the city's budget for rehabilitation work.
I mean, it's going to change the whole east side of this facility. It's going to take 12 to 14 months, so it's going to take some time, but when we reopen it is going to make it more modern and take us into the future to support training and events at this facility, which is a big part of what Kinsmen does.
The city is working with other facilities to help accommodate groups who use the Fieldhouse. Kinsmen is expected to reopen in the fall of 2027. A small-town staple is offering up a savory reward to help catch the people that broke into its store. Stanichi's Mundair sausage had its front door smashed in Wednesday night. 2 people can be seen stealing the cash register, which had about $90 in it. Nothing else was taken. The store is asking for the community's help to catch the criminals. The reward it's offering has some meat to it.
If there's any information that results in the perpetrators, the weenies as I call them, being arrested, then that individual is entitled to 100 rings of locally made Ukrainian Mundair sausage.
Stanichi's wants the thieves to be caught so they don't come back to its store or others in the area. Plenty of golfers were waiting for the weather to turn to get outside. You can now hit balls on the mats at Mill Woods. The golf course tried opening its driving range in early March, but the weather put those plans off. The golf course's superintendent says they're happy to have people back.
We posted that we were opening at 11 on Friday and people were here at 10 Friday. Yesterday we're packed, there was lineups. So yeah, it was crazy. Again, we open at 11. It's not even 11 o'clock yet. We got guys hitting balls. So
Millwoods Golf Course plans to fully open next weekend if there's no snow during the week. If, Josh, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to open next week, I think. Wednesday, we've got a fairly significant snowfall coming our way. Still some uncertainty with just how much snow we'll actually see accumulate, but it's going to be a big snowstorm for parts of central and north central Alberta. It was a big warm-up today. 15 degrees downtown Edmonton right now. We actually got to 15.6. It's the warmest day so far this year. 15.2 was the previous 2026 high. It was back in mid-March. So it's taken about a month to get to 15-degree days. It's going to take at least another handful of days before we get back into the mid-teens as well. Morning low -1, well above average. at 16 degrees this afternoon. This is what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone. It's powered by Century Casinos, 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, Century Mile. It was nice to see the sunshine earlier in the day today. We've got the clouds hanging over the city right now and some showers in parts of the province. Thought we might even see a few lightning strikes here south of the city, but it looks like just showers for the time being. Most of this is going to pass north of the city. We'll see what happens with a couple of these cells off to the southwest. There may be a couple sprinkles that go through early this evening. Otherwise, just cloudy skies for the rest of tonight. Some showers tomorrow morning, about 2 degrees to start, and a big cool down tomorrow. We'll get to about 6, maybe 7 for a daytime high. And then a chance of some rain changing over to snow tomorrow evening, and the potential for heavy snow Wednesday. All those details in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, Josh. Up next, parking problems. The Old Strathcona Farmers Market worries pay parking could be slowing down sales.
Since we've lost the parking lot, we have been constantly talking with the City of Edmonton on possible solutions.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
The Old Strathcona Farmers Market says parking problems are discouraging visitors. There's been a noticeable dip in foot traffic, and some vendors are reporting a 50% drop in sales. Connor Hogg has more.
We don't know if we needed to pay or if we didn't need to pay.
They've got 4 hours of shopping for $7. Worked for me.
We sat in our car for a bit and saw a lot of people struggling to pay on their phones, especially like older people.
There are mixed reactions to the paid parking lot next to the Old Strathcona Farmers Market. Opinions are also varied inside.
I would say that since the beginning of January, since the new year, we have seen about a 20 to 30% decrease in traffic. My sales have not been affected.
There's not a lot that impacts the sales of beer negatively. Like, we're pretty steady all around.
They're looking for free parking around on the street someplace. They can't find that, and it's discouraging them. They're going other places looking for things.
The city took over the parking lot across the street because they want to use the revenue from the parking lot for their general city budget.
The parking lot next door used to be leased to the farmers market. It says the money generated all week paid for maintenance. Parking was free on Saturdays during market hours.
Since we've lost the parking lot, we have been constantly talking with the City of Edmonton on possible solutions. Our most wanted solution would just be a pay machine that you can tap with. People don't mind paying for parking, but at the time we don't think that's going to happen.
The market says based on newsletter subscriber responses, 70% of its customers drive there. 13% of them no longer park in the lot next door. Area Councillor Michael Jan says he doesn't believe parking is a problem here. He points to the market being open both Saturday and Sunday.
The vendor numbers I've seen show that there's consistent numbers of people coming to the market on a weekend. It just, instead of them all coming on Saturday, they're spreading it out between Saturday and Sunday.
Jan says the market being open more is a requirement in its new lease from the city, and he wants to see it open even more down the road. He says the city is planning on discussing improvements to its parking systems. Jan says those, plus improved wayfinding, will get even more people to the farmers market.
I want dollars from the parking lot to go towards doing that, telling people come to the market, there's parking here, there's parking here, there's parking here.
City Council will plan parking improvements in June. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Elk Island School District is celebrating a new school that was specialized in getting students into careers in the Heartland. The Elk Island Heartland Collegiate School will be a grade 7 to 12 school. It will offer specialized programming aimed at filling a labor need in Alberta's industrial heartland. The new school will replace 2 schools that are more than 50 years old. The district says this has been a priority for Fort Saskatchewan.
The learning spaces have been good for what we've been using for, but in order to prepare our students for the future and what careers they're going to need, we need more modern spaces and more modern technology. So this is going to be able to prepare our students for that.
The new school will have a maximum capacity of 1,600 students. The project has no timeline. The district says it is aiming to finish construction in 3 to 5 years.
Coming up Tuesday on Your Morning, making your spring cleaning a bit more manageable. Plus, we learned more about the Canadian Wheelchair Basketball League ahead of the finals in our city.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Welcome sight for Oilers fans. Today at team practice, superstar Leon Draisaitl was on the ice weeks after suffering an injury that ended his regular season. The team anticipates Draisaitl will return to action sometime during the first round of the playoffs.
I know when I'm ready to go and when I'm forcing it. I'm highly aware of that, and this isn't an injury that you force anything with. So I'm going to see how I feel by the end of the week, and hopefully it feels great, and maybe I'm an option. Maybe it's a couple games later.
Ward Zachheim, Jason Dickinson, and Max Jones are also hurt and out of the lineup tonight. The Oilers host the Avalanche this evening at 7:30.
They have enough bodies to play?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, a lot of the team was lesser-known names on Saturday night. They still look great, though. So.
And they've already played.
It's almost playoff time.
Doesn't matter. Take a look outside right now. Cloudy skies. That's the Action Furnace River Valley Sky Cam. Action Furnace, fixed rider, it's free. 15 degrees. We got to 16 for a daytime high this afternoon. It's 15 to the south in Red Deer, 13 in Jasper, 7s and 8s. Across the north, a little cooler there in Cold Lake, sitting at 6 degrees. You've got some showers around Fort McMurray, some snow further to the north. You've got rain here from Westlock and Barhead areas back towards Whitecourt, even a few showers passing through the Red Deer region. We might see sort of a couple scattered showers before this evening is done. I think the better chance for rain is going to come early tomorrow morning, and then off to the west-northwest up towards Whitecourt. You'll probably see some wet snow tomorrow morning. Heavier snow starting to develop west and northwest of the Edmonton area through the day tomorrow, and that'll continue into Wednesday. As we'll show you in a moment, there's actually a snowfall warning already in effect for parts of northwestern Alberta. Here at Edmonton, we'll probably get a break sort of midday or early afternoon. Showers to start the day, then a break, and then some steadier precipitation changing over from rain to snow Tuesday night. Heaviest of the snow will be north of Highway 16, but you can see this snow is going to drop through the course of the day Wednesday before tapering off late in the afternoon or early in the evening on Wednesday. I've taken the snowfall total numbers off of this just because I think it's overdone a little bit. I just want to show you where the heaviest of the snow is likely going to fall, though. South of Highway 16, you're probably not going to see all that much in the way of accumulation, especially further to the southeast. Back to the southwest, there's a little bit more. Here's your snowfall warning. A good 20 to 30 centimeters of snow there. And in this purple zone, I mean, we're right on the edge of that. In that purple zone, you could see anywhere between 5 to 10 to, in some spots, 15 to 20 centimeters of snow through the course of the day Wednesday. Here in the city, still a bit of uncertainty just given how much melting is going to go on before that starts to stack up. There's your snowfall warning. Hinton, Grand Cache, 20 to 30 centimeters of snow. -2 Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, +2 for Edmonton and Jasper, 1 in Red Deer. You can get to about 2 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow. Whitecourt around 4 degrees in the afternoon with a little mixed precipitation through the day. 6 for Jasper, 10 in Red Deer. One more mild day for Red Deer before they cool off. And here at Edmonton, we'll actually cool off to -2 by tomorrow or by Wednesday afternoon. So 6 or 7 tomorrow, -2 by the afternoon hours on Wednesday. Some showers tomorrow, changing over to snow, probably a couple centimeters of snow at least. And windy conditions Wednesday. Man, if you can stay off highways in central and north central Alberta on Wednesday, that's probably your best bet. And the commutes on Wednesday are going to be ugly here in the city. Hey, it's the Full House Lottery in support of the Royal Alex and University Hospital Foundations. The final deadline is midnight Wednesday. But if you get your tickets at fullhouse.ca before midnight tonight, there's a special bonus prize that just went up today. You could win $5,000. Fullhouse.ca.
Thank you, Josh. A celebration was held inside the legislature to mark Vaisakhi. Local Sikh choir performed inside the rotunda in front of a crowd. The holiday is an ancient spring festival with its roots in Punjab in northern India. One organizer says celebrating good moments is more important than ever.
We don't live in a fantasy. We see there is racism, there is poverty that exists in society. And so when we connect back to the values of our gurus, those divine beings who took us away from such things, it is important to celebrate this today. In fact, remember this every day.
Vaisakhi officially begins tomorrow. When we return, a beaver busted trespassing in a southern Alberta store.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, new research into Canadians and cancer. The disease is still a leading cause of death, but the study also shows signs of hope. Also, some farmers are getting ready to seed their fields. We'll talk about the challenges of seeding this season in southern Alberta. And more than 36 Alberta bison begin the journey to their new home. Those stories and more of your news of the day tonight on CTV News at 6. RCMP say they responded to a toothy trespasser in Hanna, Alberta. Surveillance video shows a beaver triggered the store's automatic door and proceeded inside. Once the door closed, the beaver wandered around the store, showing a lot of interest in some firewood. After that, it couldn't seem to find its own way out. RCMP say after some coaxing and no use of force, they were able to usher it out. Excitement is building for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Soccer fans in our province braved a spring storm to get a chance to see the trophy in person. CTV's Jordan Canigan was there.
3, 2, 1.
It weighs just 6 kilograms, but to soccer fans across the globe, it represents everything.
Honestly, it's surreal. See it on TV, see all these great players that we grew up knowing, and it's awesome that we get to see it in person in Calgary.
Play soccer, you know what I'm saying? Trophy came out to Calgary, we had to show out.
The trophy tour stopped in Calgary Sunday, unveiled by a Brazilian defender who won the World Cup in 2002.
For me, World Cup brings joyful atmosphere and connect all the people around the soccer. And you cannot find this anywhere else.
It's a chance for fans to get up close and personal with the golden prize, taking photos and testing their skills.
And maybe even get inspired from all their dreams to become Canada's next Alphonso Davies or Christine Sinclair.
And with games set to kick off in June, fans in Calgary say the anticipation is growing.
Even though there's not going to be any games here, it's nice to see that we're getting the representation that I think we deserve. You know what? You look at the weather here and you don't really think Calgary's a soccer place, but it's actually a pretty surreal experience when everybody can get together and come see the World Cup because it came to a place like this.
The 2026 World Cup, hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States, will kick off in just under 2 months. Jordan Canigan, CTV News, Calgary.
And that is our show. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. CTV News continues right now.